All right, folks, welcome to Battle Tested, Win or Learn. My name is Marvin Parker. I'm here with my best friend, Adam Ogle. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Marvin?
Doing fantastic. So I'm glad to have you on. Very excited. I named and titled this one here, Strength in Every Season, Conversation with My Best Friend. Is that fair?
Sounds fair to me.
All right, so I'd just like to tell everybody a little bit about Adam very quickly. He's a father, he's a husband, he's an Army veteran, he's a football coach, he's a spiritual leader, spiritual man. And Adam, obviously, you know that you are battling cancer, and it was very private, obviously, in the beginning, but now it's a little bit more public. So I hope you don't mind us kind of discussing maybe a little bit about that today.
I don't mind at all.
Appreciate that. So just to get started, my name is Marvin T. Parker Jr. My nickname is the Mayor here in Central York in Central PA. And I'm the host of Battle Tested Win or Learn. So I'd like to just thank everybody for tuning in. The folks that are watching a recorded version, thank you for taking the time out for us. Um, Brief story on our friendship. Adam and I, we met many years ago. His wife Connie introduced us, knew that we would become fast friends just because we're both veterans and so forth. And I tell you, it was like bromance at first sight. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say bromance is good.
And so, one question that I like to ask why this guest is special, I think I just stated it. My best friend. So, today, purpose of this conversation is just to explore leadership, faith, resilience, and the fight that you live every day, brother.
All right,
So, I will
let's
tell
dive in.
you, thank you. I'm sorry about that, Adam. I cut you off. Go. What were you going to say?
No, so let's dive in. Let's do it.
Awesome. So we'll start with the main theme, how leadership shaped you, obviously, with military coaching and life. So I'll start off with this first question here. What's the biggest leadership lesson that the Army taught you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, the biggest lesson I would say to be prepared. We learned a lot of lessons. Some we learned the hard way, but I think preparation is everything. If you're prepared for battle, or you're prepared for the day, or you're prepared for whatever the task at hand is, um, more than likely you're going to be successful. If you don't
Absolutely.
prepare, you're in big trouble. So that means getting somewhere early, um, taking no shortcuts, right? Making sure that everything is prepared from A to Z, right?
For sure. Absolutely. So the next follow-up question with that one would be, how did you inspire others even when the times were tough?
In the military,
Anytime.
oh, anytime. You know what? If you ask yourself, if who the strongest person in the room is, if you have to look around, you can't figure it out, it's probably you, right? So usually the strongest person in the room, maybe the person with the I'm not going to say they have the loudest voice, but maybe the most reassuring voice and the most steady voice. Those are the ones that people tend to kind of look at in any type of crisis situation, right? Or
Absolutely.
complex problem. So um, I would say to be an inspiration, you need to be that guy when somebody looks around who the leader is, they need to be looking right at you.
Absolutely. Well said. Do you have a memory from the service that shaped you to be the person that you are today?
Actually, I do. I think it's been long enough. The statute of limitations probably long past. So I'm not even sure if I ever told you this, Marvin. But
Okay.
to be completely honest, there was a point during basic training where I was ready to quit. I just was over it. I missed my high school sweetheart.
Hmm.
Um, we were just getting beaten down physically and mentally. And I tell you what, I thought I was tough, but at one point I wasn't. So um, I know this drill sergeant recognized that. I know he did, and he had a conversation with me. And he knew I was. I don't know what he knew something was off, right?
Right.
So we had to have a pretty tough conversation. This is probably about maybe halfway or three-quarters of the way through basic. He goes not. I don't see that in you. I see you. I see a leader in you. How do you feel about taking on? assistant platoon leader role. I'm like, I just told you I'm ready to. I don't know if I even want to do this anymore. He's like, no, 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 seriously. I see something different than you than what you see. Take on the role and let me know what you think, right?
Okay.
So at that point, he appointed me as the what they call the assistant platoon leader, and
Yep.
I thrived. Everything kind of clicked. I felt like I was not there just for me. I was there for everybody else who I didn't want to get in trouble and have to do burpees or push-ups or whatever we were doing
Right.
back then. I wanted to make sure that we were in the best place possible. So me and the other platoon leader, um, we really collaborated a lot during those last few weeks. And I tell you what, being put in that leadership role, even when I didn't think I could do it,
Right.
um, it was like a springboard for me later in life.
I love it. So what you're essentially saying is good leaders bring out the best in folks even when they don't see it in themselves, right? That's essentially what you're throwing out there.
That's exactly what he told me. I didn't believe it either until he put me in that spot, and it kind of reminded me of being, one of the captains on the football team. It all came back, it all came rushing back, and it was good for me.
Well, Adam, perfect transition to the next segment here. As you said, you were a captain of the football team, one of the captains. So
Uh,
obviously, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't remember if I was or not, but I felt like I was at some point.
You
So
were. Yeah, if it was just in your mind, you were leading somebody out there. So obviously, coaching was one of your callings, right?
I like to think so.
Okay.
It's one of my
I mean,
It's one of my loves.
so I've seen it personally that coaching has been a part of your calling just to see how the young men have reacted to you, how they played for you. So just tell me, is there a memorable coaching moment that you have?
Oh my gosh, I have a million memorable coaching moments.
Just give me one.
Um,
Just give me one good one.
well, I'll give you. How about I give you two? I'll
Okay.
give you two. All right. Um, we were doing a drill where I'm holding a bag sideways, and they're supposed to hit club with one arm, rip underneath, and get through a potential blocker, go make the tackle. Right.
Okay.
I'm standing here, bag up, and I won't even say who did it, and he knows it if he was watching. I mean, he clubbed me straight across the head. Boom! And I took it like a champ too.
All right.
Had to. Inside, I was crying though. You know what I mean? But yeah, took it like
Yep.
a
One
champ.
of those silent
So
cries.
that was funny. But and then the next couple of years, it was every time he got up, I was like, "Oh, coach, you sure you want him to go? He might hit you in the face again." So uh, it became a joke. That was funny.
For
Um,
sure.
no, but a coaching moment. I remember youth football, and we were either semi. I think we were in the semis or in the championship game. I was going to miss either the part of the game or all the game due to work. So at the time, I was a deputy warden at the prison, and we had to do this, this big critical incident with fire and
Yep.
um, all these multiple agencies coming in, and it was like a, collaborative training we were doing, right? And I couldn't get out of it. There was no way I was getting out of it. So I'm on waiting to get through it. We're doing the hot washes afterwards. Nope, no questions. I don't have anything else. I feel pretty good. I think we did great. Just trying to speed through it. Um, Finally, we decided that the exercise was over. I said goodbye to
Yep.
everybody as fast as I could. I got in the car and I flew to Spring Grove. Well, I must have got there just after the game started or not too late in the first quarter. I'm running and at Spring Grove High School, the parking lot's like a mile
Far
down the
away.
road. Yeah,
I
far.
think they
So
do that on purpose.
I'm running. I'm in work clothes. I'm probably in, if I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure I was wearing, business casual and I'm running.
Okay.
I get to the field. I come in. Next thing I know, all the kids look over. Coach Ogle's here. They all come running, the whole team, right? And they give me this like big hug. They're like, "Oh man," and it made me feel like, "Oh, we're good now. Coach is here. We're gonna win this game," right?
I love it.
But that moment when they thought they needed to see me as their leader,
Yep.
show
Yep.
up, man, that was unbelievable. And that's youth football. Now that group right now, just played their last football game, about a week ago, right? A week or two.
Exactly. Tell
Um,
us a little bit about that.
our season
No, no, no. Tell me a little bit about that night.
about that night. Oh, about how you showed up and
No, no. Tell me about
surprised me.
when you pulled up to the school. What did you
Oh,
say?
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. So, all right. The backstory on this is I started coaching these seniors when they were 6 years old, many of them, right?
Yep.
A couple of them played for a different team. Some played for EYC. One was Yorktown, but they all eventually came together a year later when the teams merged. So some kids I got at 6 years old, some kids I got at 7 or 8 years old. But
Yep.
I coached them the whole way through youth, all those years. I didn't coach them while they were in seventh and eighth grade, but then once they got into that ninth grade group, I was already at the high school coaching. So I pretty much coached them every single year.
Yep.
So I made a lot of connections with families, bonds with these kids that'll be there forever. I almost feel like they're my kids, a lot of them,
For
right?
sure.
It's been well, they're the same age as my son, so they've been around me for a long time. So that's the backstory. Um, so as Marvin mentioned, I recently was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And that was just a couple weeks ago, and that's probably a whole different part of this segment. But um, the players knew this because we let people know, and on their own they decided to make a T-shirt that said "Ogle Strong." They found a picture of me on Instagram, I think, probably when I was at the beach. I think I had sunglasses on, um, and it it was a shirt to support me, and it had one of my favorite um, Bible verses on, that I wear all the time on my wrist. I don't know how they knew that, or it was just
Absolutely.
coincidence, but they put the verse on the back.
Yep.
It's really cool. So when I rolled up to the school, um, probably 20 kids with this shirt on, waiting for me to come to the school. And as soon as I got out of the car, I saw them all. I looked right at Colin. I looked Colin Gurley and a couple other kids, and
Yep.
I just started bawling. I just started crying. I couldn't even get out many words,
Pure
um,
emotion, right?
pure emotion. And I did. I think when I finally got myself together, I was able to do pictures with everyone and smile. And I had a couple of words of encouragement for them about, strength and perseverance and faith too. So it was a great moment.
Absolutely.
However many years later, you know, so it was awesome.
So I would ask the question of what do you think your legacy would be? Obviously, left with those players, but a lot of people don't get the opportunity to get their flowers while they're still here. So I
Yeah.
think you really was able to feel the love from those players. Wouldn't you
Oh
agree?
my gosh. I mean, I could talk about this with almost anyone any friend that I've ever met, any acquaintance I've ever had, any church I've ever visited, any ministry group I've ever read scripture with. I feel like everyone,
For sure.
everyone is supporting. It's almost overwhelming. It's almost overwhelming to know that you have that much love and support. And one question that was asked a few years ago that really hit me hard was, do you know who your six pallbearers would be if you pass away at your
Mhm.
funeral? Who will be your six pallbearers? And you should be able to name six. You should be able to name six that will fight each other to make sure they're one of the six, right? Um,
Absolutely.
so if you can't name six, it's time to start opening up and making better friendships, right? And not being
For
so
sure.
isolated. I think from all the support that I had, I think I could probably find 600 people who would carry my casket. And I think that's an amazing thing to know, especially while you're still alive. So,
It'd be
absolutely.
like a King of the Ring event, wouldn't it? Just to have that honor, right?
It would, from the amount of support I'm getting now, I do believe that there would be quite a few people who would be upset if they weren't one of those six.
So
But you
inquiring
you you
minds.
since this is already recorded, if somebody reviews this later, you're one of the six, right?
I was gonna say, so
Yeah,
inquiring minds will want to know,
yeah,
am I
you're in
one of
there.
the six? So we need to have
You're
that video evidence. I got it here, right?
you're in there. Yeah,
So obviously, when we first met, I knew that you were a believer, obviously, but I know that you have had a tremendous amount of spiritual growth ever since the day that I first met you up until now, and this is well before any diagnosis of any sort. you really started to have that walk with your faith, correct? So,
Absolutely.
what's your spiritual foundation? Is there any moments that really helped you carry that faith and keep that light just burning bright in you?
I think I'm probably like a lot of other people out there. Typical story. My parents took me to church when I was a teenager, a young teenager, probably, I don't know, 12 to 16 or so. We were really going to church a lot. So I did build a foundation there. And during that time frame, I was saved. If my memory serves me right, I was 13 years old.
Right,
Gave my life to Christ. I was baptized. So I expressed, to everyone else what my, personal faith was. Um, so it started earlier. So I knew I had the Holy Spirit in me ever since I was a teenager because I always felt so bad when I did anything wrong, like the littlest thing, right?
oh yes,
But I kind of did some silly things when I was a teenager, also
we all do, brother.
hanging out with some really funny people who now.
You're
A
not
couple of
alone.
them. We have people. We were doing. I'd call them shenanigans, but that's what I would call it. Um, but I feel bad, feel horrible. So I knew the Holy Spirit was in me. Um, but the more I kind of got away from the church and moved away from Pennsylvania, joined the service, got introduced to what drinking heavy really looks like on a Tuesday night.
Right,
Before, yeah. So, um, and I just kind of got away from, that daily walk, the daily prayer. I would probably pray if something was going wrong in my life, sporadically, but that that deep and intimate relationship with God just wasn't there. So I'm your typical little bit of a prodigal son, right? And
right,
eventually I came back to it. Um, Fortunately, when my son was younger, he went to church with his grandparents. I didn't have really time for church. I was working second shift, third shift,
right.
always working weekends. So church really wasn't, um, you know, we weren't really Christ centered at that point when it comes to making it a priority. Um, but when I got divorced and remarried, um, Connie, I was blessed with two bonus sons. Now I
Yep,
have three. And we decided as a family that we were going to make um, God a priority. So we all joined the same church, and as much as we could go outside of sports, we were there.
for sure.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, speaking of your family with your three boys that you have now, I was going to ask you what matters the most to you at this current moment.
What matters most to me right now?
Yep,
All right. So I can honestly say that given a stage 4 diagnosis of cancer, the probabilities of survival are not very good, right? Especially past that 2 year mark, 5 year mark. Not a lot of people make it. Um, I'm not so much worried about whether I make it. I'm more worried about how I can make the most of my time here, how impactful I can be for the kingdom, um, and what I can do to show everyone else what true strength and true faith and true inner peace that comes with knowing Christ. I want everybody to know that, right? So
right.
I'm worried that I'm not going to pass on. Is there something I didn't tell Mason or Christian, like something like every dad should know? Like, guys, you should know how to fix this. You should know how to do this. Um, those things that only dad sometimes can answer when they make that phone call when they first move out. Like,
Absolutely.
did I teach him enough? More importantly, do you know God? Are you close with God? Are you making God a priority? And then as long as I feel they're set up in that way,
Right.
I'm okay. But
So, Adam, it sounds like to me, at this current moment, you are finding joy despite the adversity that you're facing right now, and
yeah,
obviously, you are allowing others to be a part of this journey. You're allowing me as your buddy to be a part of the journey, and you know that you're obviously not alone. You know that. I think Central York community and the Central PA community, they are backing you big time. Um, Even to the point where we're going to be wearing t-shirts. You want to talk? You know anything about that? You want to talk a little about that? You
Yeah,
want me to?
yes, I heard about that.
Okay.
Gosh. Well, not only did somebody start a GoFundMe, somebody started a meal train, which is pretty cool because I can't eat anything delicious, really.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Some things taste better with spices, but it's a lot of veggies, tons of
Right.
leafy greens, tons of all, I'm not getting any breads, no sugars, nothing to drink. I mean, nothing. It's
Right.
so but my point is that the kids aren't going to eat that. They're not going to eat what I'm eating. So when that meal train comes in, if everybody else in the house can eat that, and I could just make my little rabbit food over here, it works out perfect. So someone started a meal train, and then I think it was Shauna Griffith Myers who designed this. So
Yep.
apparently she started a fundraiser with a T-shirt. T-shirt
Yep.
has a block O on it that
Yep.
looks like the Ohio State
Hey,
block
wait,
O.
wait. Before we have a disclaimer or a copyright here, we'll say it looks very familiar to a team that you are in
Yeah,
love with and that's near and
yeah,
dear to your heart. That you're going to have Central PA, who the fan base is big time Penn State fans, obviously,
yes.
wearing this O on their chest for Adam Ogle, obviously, in this time that we are here in support of you and always will be thinking of you. And there are going to be a lot of questions being asked of, hey, why are you wearing that? And I can't wait to explain the reason why I'm wearing that shirt, buddy. I cannot
Uh,
wait because I'll get some questions.
oh yeah. Well, I'm humbled that that shirt even looks like resembles an O of a something that I like so much, because um, it's really just really really amazing. I'm
For
just the
sure.
support in general has been overwhelming, and it's almost hard to be sad when you have that many people who are praying for you, or that many people who are sending texts and just giving you uplifting words, and
Yeah.
just knowing that they're praying for you when they go to bed at night. I mean, how can I be sad, right?
Dude, I love your spirit. I've told you that several times. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh my gosh. Slow down. Slow down.
Slow down, huh?
Slow down.
Life comes at you fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, I I think maybe part of my lesson right now is the fact that I needed to slow down.
Yeah.
I mean, I left for the army the day after graduation from high school. Now, part of that was the blizzard of '96, so our days got pushed back. But either way,
Right.
I left the next day, no break. I got out of the service and I started working in a prison
Yep.
for 25 years. Uh, and there's nothing easy about corrections, nothing at all.
Absolutely.
But while I was working full time, I'm also going to school full time and getting a master's degree. And just I keep going and going and going and get this promotion, do this next. You need to have yourself set up here. Make sure you have this much money in the bank for when you retire. Make sure you have, just so much. And then teaching and
Absolutely.
coaching and working. I would say slow down. Long life to live. If you slow down, um, you may have a better lifestyle, a more active lifestyle, better sleep, less stress, all these things that can maybe compound and give you physical ailments later. So slow
Absolutely.
down and be still and give some of that time to God, right?
Well said, brother. So, what do you want people to remember most about you? Obviously, you're not going anywhere anytime soon, but what do
Mhm.
you want people to remember most about you?
You know what? I want them to remember the funny side of and maybe the more prodigal side of me in my early 20s,
Okay.
because it it helps to explain kind of where I'm at now.
Okay.
So I don't think I would have as much spiritual growth unless I had some really rough times at some point in my life, right? You know,
Understandable.
you grow up poor, very poor. you join the military so you can get in, so you can get money for school, right?
Right.
You grind it out. You have, you know, make mistakes. I get divorced a couple times, right? So, um, without all those failures,
Right.
um, I would say there's no way I could enjoy the spiritual growth I have right now because it reminds me of where I don't want to be anymore. So I would say I'd like people to remember me as, I would say the very first thing is just a good guy.
Yeah.
If someone says, "Hey, that's a good," he was a good dude.
Right.
Man, what I remember Adam. He was a good dude, and I think that can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. But if you or I are calling somebody a good dude, that means we know that where their heart is,
I
and you can
agree.
see that their actions and how they treat people, and those are all fruits of a heart in Christ. You know what I mean? So I want people to say he's a good dude, man. He's just anytime you need anything, that guy was there for you.
Absolutely.
If you needed a prayer, man, give him a call. He'll pray with you. Um, I want him to remember the old me, and I want him to remember the the Adam who now has a call sign Forge. That is a bold ambassador for Christ who has given himself to the ministry and um, to help make disciples, right? Um,
Absolutely.
and then also one that really truly cared about his friends and his family, um, and his Christian brothers and sisters. I mean, going being in a situation where I was divorced with a child, I had a lot of issues with that identity, and trying to make sure that the family still stays intact and there's still that that love coming from mom and dad from different places. That it was hard at first, but
Sure.
I want to be remembered as a great dad also. Um, so I want a good dude, a great dad, and somebody who they knew was a man of God, a man who had the Holy Spirit in him. He was a light in a dark place. And they could tell that by either talking to me or spending time with me or whatever the case may be. But it should be pretty easy for someone out in a crowded square to pick out who the Christians are, right? How we
There you go.
dress, how we talk, how we interact with other people around us.
Right.
Um, they should be able to tell who we are, like a beacon, right? So
I love that. And I'll say you are a great man and an amazing father, by the way. I'm not gonna say good man and great father. You're a great man and an amazing father. So it sounds like to me you
thank you.
are very content in the position that you're in right now. You have become a fisher of men, if you will. Um, in addition to that, as my grandmother used to say all the time, there's a lot of trials and tribulations, but it's not where you've been, it's where you're going. And you have a testimony, brother, don't you? You got one heck of a testimony.
Yeah, this is going to be one hell of a testimony. Might as well start now, but yeah, I can't
So
I
is there
can't wait for
anything,
the ending.
I'm sorry, so is there anything that people can do right now to support you other than what the community is doing right now?
You know what? I believe in the power of prayer. If you're watching this, and you want to throw a couple prayers up to God for me, He'll gladly listen and I'll gladly take it. So I would say prayers. I think when you get this type of illness, it takes more than Western medicine. These kind of situations, you need miracles.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely, brother. Is there anything else that you would like to add right now? Obviously, I do appreciate you coming on. Thank you for telling your story. Um, I do admire your courage, the impact that you have, and I tell you what, every time I see you, I see nothing but strength. There's a time where I'm looking at you and you're looking at me like you need to be strong for me. And I tell you, I
Yeah,
love you, brother. It's hard for me, just because I love you as a man and everything that you're about. So um, I'll always be there to support you. You know that,
I
and your
appreciate
family.
that. Well, I
Um,
would just say this: if there's one thing that I would leave you with is that,
yep,
or anybody else in my situation, I can't lose. I seriously cannot lose.
I love it.
I have the the crown of salvation waiting for me. Um, whether I have 30 more years or 2 more years, it doesn't matter. The battle's already won. There's nothing else I have to do, right? Um, one scripture that always sticks out to me is John 16:33. Do you know that one?
I don't.
Okay, so this is Jesus talking. He's already telling them, hey, his apostles, I'm going to be leaving you soon. I'm going to be given to the hands the of Roman leadership. I'm going to die. You guys are going to be scattered throughout the world, right? So, with that as the context, then Jesus says, I have told you these things so that in me you will have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So, what he's saying is, it doesn't matter what battles you're going to have. And he's not promising us an easy life. So,
Right.
as Christians, we need to understand um, we're going to have peaks, we're going to have valleys, we're going to have troubles. Jesus said that, right?
For sure.
Um, but he said, but take heart, I have overcome the world. That means the battle's already won. The battle's already won. Now we here on earth, we're gonna stay vigilant. We're gonna always don our um protective gear that God gives us, right?
For
But
sure.
at the same time, that battle's already won. So we'll keep fighting, we'll keep doing what's right, but in the end, we don't have to fight that battle. So it's very reassuring to me to know that where my destiny is going to be, regardless of whatever worldly battle I have.
I appreciate that, and I love hearing that, brother. So I do appreciate your time. Obviously, I hope to get to see you sometime soon. I will tell you this: there is a fundraiser out right now for the t-shirts and sweatshirts. I will add the link to the Instagram post once we publish this video here. Thank you to the T Outfitters for being the person who is responsible for making this happen for us. Chris Marquis and his crew, they do a fine job over there. So they are unofficially our sponsor of
Oh, nice.
this
Thank
first
you, Chris.
podcast. So I definitely appreciate them and obviously care for you very much, Adam. So um,
Love
thank
you,
you
Marvin.
again. Love you too, brother. And thank you again for your time. And the next episode, so you were actually battle tested, winter learned season 1, episode 1, one of one.
One
Next
of
up,
one.
you guys are actually going to see my family next up. So I will have my family next.
That's awesome.
So and they graciously understood that you should be the first person in this podcast because that was what was needed to happen for sure.
I appreciate that.
All
Love you,
right, bro.
Marvin.
Hey, I appreciate you. Looking forward to many more days. Talk to you
Yes,
soon,
sir.
brother.
We'll see you.
Take care.
Bye.